have you been doing, man? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, just chilling. Uh,
God, you
Working
still
by
sound
day, playing
exact,
by night. I don't know.
still sound exactly the fucking same. I mean, I know we both do, but it's just so weird because we don't get to ever talk. So it's kind of cool,
No,
you know.
no, especially not face to face. Yeah, I haven't seen you in person in I don't know how many years.
Oh
Mm.
yeah, no. I mean, the two times I've been through New York were like one hitters. Like we
Yeah,
through for the damn Yankees tour with School of Rock, and we were there for like 22 hours, I think.
yeah. I was down in Miami in October, but just I was in all the way down to Miami and we're there for a couple of days for um for a work trip. So
All right, so I mean, let's talk about it. I was 16, 17 when I moved into your basement, give or take.
yeah, yeah. No, I mean you turned 18 when you were there. I bet, didn't you?
Yeah,
Because
I turned 18 when I was in your house or living in your
was it April? Was your birthdays right? April?
March. March.
Is it March? March
Yeah,
what?
March
March
5th.
March 5th. Okay. Oh, that's right. Okay.
It was,
Yeah.
and I know it was close to somebody else that was in our circle. I don't remember who it was.
Mm, don't know.
I mean, yeah, I mean, no, but I started out for most people to know this because in the God's honest truth, and the most strangest thing is I get recognized for being in Union Jack more than anything else. Any
Mm.
other band I've played in, which is strange because look at me. I don't look anything like that anymore. And I don't get it. And I haven't played a trade show, and I've played hundreds of them at this point, where someone hasn't said, "Oh my God, you played in Union Jack," and I'm like, "Get the fuck out of here!" Like, how do you know that?
It is kind of funny. Yeah, I get the same thing. Like people know you for that, knows for that, and we weren't even in our 20s.
No, not really. No. But so for those who follow this, Paul and I have known each other since I want to say ninth or 10th grade. I don't remember what grade it was, but it was. We both went to school in Florida for like 10 minutes, maybe.
Yeah, it was 10th grade.
It was 10th
Absolutely
grade.
10th grade.
Okay, so we went. He immediately moved back to Connecticut shortly after I met him. We played and did different things, and um, I was going to go roadie for Nuclear Assault and was coming to New York. I called Paul. He said, "Why don't you just come play with us?" And I did. That was it. That's the quick version. But we did everything in this man's basement. His parents had this cool house in Greenwich, Connecticut, um, with just this incredible, terrible hill with a hill up and then a hill down driveway thing
Yeah, that's
that was
crazy.
death
Yeah,
defying in the winter.
I can't believe we didn't bring the house down. To be honest with you, all the noise we made in there.
Oh my god, man! So like, what people are going to see in this video, and the reason I wanted you guys to meet Paul because my music career, and there's a bunch of plaques and things behind me on the wall that I played on and different records, and I don't even know how many records I've played on at this point for other people. All started there. It all literally started in this man's basement, and traveling across the state. We drove together the first time, right? In
Yeah,
my
drove up
Camaro.
in the
Yes,
Camaro. Yeah,
Camaro.
was
And
it overheated on the way up?
yeah. Okay,
You
so
remember that?
yeah, because you opened the thing on my face.
That wasn't the highlight of it. The highlight was that it was a part of the 95 where it was only two lanes on either side, and some older gentleman on the other side pulled over and came running over to our aid. And when he finally got up to us, he realized that we weren't two young females. He needed help.
Oh
He was
yes.
very disappointed when he realized he'd run across the 95 to come over to us. And,
Ah yeah. Well, we were pretty lads then. There's no doubt about that. Oh god, that. How many times did I make that drive? Like 5 or 6 different times. My blue Mustang, that one,
mm,
that car. I don't know if did I drive it when I had the van. Oh no, yeah, I did. I had the
did
van.
you?
Yeah, I did. I had a Caravan after Union Jack
Mm,
that my stepdad left to me when he passed away, and so I was using that for a minute. Oh God, thank God you never saw that. I would never heard the end of it. It was a panel van, like with a wooden paneling, like a fucking surfboard van. Oh my God, you guys would have tortured me for that. That would have just been horrible.
that's freaking awesome. That's the times.
Dude, man, we were so Okay. So let me bring it back in because him and I can talk. We'll talk for hours, and
Yeah,
then nobody
easily.
will nobody will watch this video. But
No.
so it was myself, Paul, Alan, who goes by Mandy when he's in the Glamour Punks, and Larry Forrest. Correct?
Larry Forrest, yes.
Okay. Let me get the last name right. I don't know how. Oh, because it was two R's, right?
2 hours, yeah.
Two R's.
Mm-hmm.
Two R's. So, and I went by the name Scott Marcs. For those who didn't know, Scott's my name. My name is Earl Scott, but Earl is an Irish surname. There's 25 of us in my family, so I went by Scott. And I've been, I mean, it's on my license and all that good stuff because people are like, you're Earl. No, my dad's Earl, but okay. So, and I went by a stage name, and we went and played and played and played. But Paul and Alan, well, not Alan. Paul wrote all the music, right? So
Oh,
I
yeah,
hadn't
other music, yeah.
I hadn't really been writing yet, and I was a shredder, and my writing wasn't there yet. And so Paul was writing everything, but I needed to write a guitar solo. I think it was Bill Henry, or was it Mark?
Mark French, could probably Mark, maybe
One of
Henry.
those two were
Because he
busting my
played bass, right?
yeah. One of those two were busting my balls though about a solo, about not like don't do a George Lynch solo or some bullshit. And
Uh,
so I wrote a neoclassical thing instead. So I wrote Ingve, or an Ingve-esque, my 17-year-old version of Ingve or whatever. And that was the live solo that I did forever and ever. And so when I went to Remington for 10 minutes, we did it in there with Yoshi, which was really cool. I wish I had a
yeah,
virtual pack because Yoshi was a great player.
great player, yeah.
And Frank and Pete were great to play with. I don't remember the singer's name. I know him and I didn't really gel.
Dino?
Could be.
Yeah, Dino,
Um,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't remember my name either, so it's fair. But Yoshi was great and it was fun. And then I did the demo with Mark, the same guy that we did the first couple of demos with.
Ernie
Ernie
Albert,
Albert,
yeah.
Ernie Albert. Wow, I
It-
can't believe I'm pulling this out of my ass and remembering.
yeah, ERX Studios in his house, yeah.
I saw him at NAMM 2-3 years ago.
Did you really? Yeah, I see him every once in a while around, yeah.
He scared the hell out of me. Actually, I was playing the boss booth, and I just got done playing. And the boss booth rotates in like a couple hundred people every half hour, so I'm trying to like get down the steps and go hide, take my take my small break, and he bear hugged the shit out of me,
Oh,
and I didn't see it coming. And
oh,
I'm
he's such a
looking,
great guy.
yeah, he is. But I was looking for like our crew, like our security guys, like, yo, get me out.
Who
But
is this?
yeah, but it was Ernie, so it was just ridiculous. And I've actually talked to him a few times since then, so it's just been
Oh,
ridiculous.
nice. Are you there NAMM this in January or?
This January NAMM's been canceled.
Oh, it has.
It's a virtual NAMM again, but there's a double NAMM in June that I'm already booked solid for. So hopefully that goes through, because if that NAMM goes through, then I kind of financially make up for all the NAMMs I've missed.
Is that Nashville?
No, June will be in Anaheim,
Oh,
but it's a double NAMM. So what they're doing is they're combining summer and winter into one spot, longer hours, one more day.
oh,
The only thing is, if you've been to Anaheim in June, man, and especially it's so close to Disney, forget it.
yeah.
We're booked in the hotel that's right there, so we can just walk to it. Otherwise, forget it. You're not going to be able to get an Uber. You're not going to be able to.
It's true. I've only been to Anaheim in probably May. I've never been there in June.
January is the best. I mean,
January is great. Yeah, great time because it's fun. Yeah, with well, not for you. The weather is obviously always good, but yeah, it's nice. It's a nice change to go out there. It's a cool vibe, everything about it, and everybody's off tour for the most part, or so it makes for a lot of great people you see there. Rather
yeah,
than it being.
I
I don't know
think
what June will be like.
well, I think that's why I'm so booked. Honestly,
Mm.
I think I got overbooked in June because there's not going to be the big guys there. You know what I mean? I'm a utility. I understand my role. I'm a utility guy. I'll go up and play. I play well enough to show off the products they need to show. Like it will be fun. You know what I mean? It's always fun.
Yeah,
When I first
I
started, go ahead. Go ahead.
was gonna say if it was gonna be in Nashville in June, I would have gone there.
Oh yeah, no, I love Nashville. We were gonna,
Love
Len
it.
and I were gonna move there, or we're still talking about it, but it just
Yeah,
been
we
a lot
talked
of
about
stuff.
it too. Yeah, yeah,
I just love it there. It's a
love it. Yeah,
combination of everything.
everything. The vibe, the people. the people, the food, the music, everything. There's nothing not to love about it. It's even got like nice rolling hills and everything like that. It's not flat like the if you go south to Tennessee, it goes very flat, very fast. But up there, it's beautiful.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've been there. Oh God, I don't know. I used to go 3 or 4 times a year with work, and now it's just, COVID's really just put the brakes on everything. Basically, I've been in this room in one form or another every day for.
Oh my god.
Thank God there's fun toys.
Yeah, yeah. You
You
got
know?
plenty to. Yeah, you got tons of stuff in there. My god.
Yeah, I mean, what is it? There's a pointing to a Mark V. You can't see. That's the Mark
Yeah,
II that I've always had.
yeah. Is that the original one? I can see
Yeah,
it
the
up there.
same one.
Yeah.
I
Wow.
just That's another thing on this single. I did the whole song with that amp. Like I
And what was
kept.
it? A carving cabinet you had, or what was it?
Yeah, no, all those cabs are long gone. I was
Yeah.
using I was using Marshalls. Well, with you, I was using an old Marshall and an old Carbon. Not an old Carbon, a new Carbon, but that would be an old Carbon, I guess. And then I switched with Kid Havoc. I went to all Marshalls. I got two 69s, two JCM 900s, and two 800s. So I had 6 cabs across the stage. Yeah,
Oh
I know.
wow.
Completely stupid, unnecessary. But that was what the Florida scene at that stretch was. If you didn't look like an arena band in a club, you weren't going to headline anywhere.
Sure. Yeah. No, I hear you.
And I had this weird thing about it matching, but not completely matching. Sold all those, and now I just have a bunch of boogie cabs that are surprisingly enough in the room, but you can't see them. I've got a bunch of recto cabs. They just sound the best to me, especially for recording. I've got a 212 with a 421 and a 57 permanently mic'd. It goes through a tube pre straight into my DAW, and it's perfect.
I just have a 112. That's it. I don't need anything else.
Well, what sucked is we go out and we were doing with Kid Havoc, we were doing Poison and Rat and Veins of Jenna and doing these big stages. And so you still get, even though nobody's using any sort of volume, you're using in-ears and everything else, I still wanted 2 half stacks on stage. Like, I just thought it was kind of required.
Yeah.
Especially, too, like when we played with Ingve, there's a picture on Facebook of my rig in front of Ingve's rig. And it's just like this little bitty thing and a big bass, huge rig. And
Did
it
a
was.
tour. Yeah, here they. I did a tour once, Winger, and I had two 412s and just a rack thing in the middle, whatever. And it was you're right. You got to have at least a little bit of a spread because if it's just one, it looks rinky dink. As
Yep.
long as you got 2 cabinets, you're in the game.
Yeah, you look like you belong there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You don't
It's
you just rolled out of your bedroom to play the gig, even though you did. But
exactly. So, God, I mean, talk about some of the highlights, man. What was some of the highlights of the basement in your mind?
oh, just love it was just we had the freedom to rehearse whenever we want, do whatever we want. No one we've never told no.
True.
No one ever really told us to turn down or anything. Like, I don't not that I remember anyway. I mean,
Maybe your
you know,
brother, but that would be about it.
my brother, I don't know, was he there then? Is
He
he
was at the end. He came back at the end.
did he? Yeah, he used to get probably later on in another band that I was rehearsing in there. He came into the room one day with fireworks and threw them at us because he was so pissed at us. We made so much fucking noise. It's just
I can
like
see you doing that, man.
so loud. But yeah, no, it was just such a great vibe. We had it set up. I mean, just even having like all like the rock posters on the walls. Or
Yep.
I think we had some of it was handwritten. I think at some point we wrote like me and my sister had written like Led Zeppelin on the wall and all kinds of shit. And then Alan had he had a cage drum set, I think, down there. We were hanging on that, and that was fun. Just it kind of felt like we were already playing a place. And then our first, I feel like our first gig right out the bat when we played at Take Five, we're like the place was packed. It was like unbelievable. Our first gig was just packed. It never really waned from that. It was just great, and just people just loved us and just came from literally God, at least an hour or two away, in some cases, just to come see us. And it was just an amazing, I guess we played like an arena act, right? We went in there
You
and we
did.
we took numbers, we just kicked ass. It was amazing. We were like we had it down. I think we'd watched our favorite guitarists, singers, and drummers enough to know that this is what you're supposed to act like, and we did it. We fucking killed it. It was
I,
amazing.
yeah, and it's such an interesting thing to try to describe to people. who didn't have that experience. Like everybody's played in a band, but maybe never didn't have any sort of playing to a packed house or doing a
Yeah,
professional photo shoot or
yeah,
going somewhere and realizing, wow, there's no place you can't get anybody else in this place. Like take or streets for us, forget about it. Like that was
streets,
there wasn't a
incredible.
night that we didn't pack that place out. I mean, it was just
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah. Always great. Yeah, it came together so well, and to boot, and that our famous photo shoot happened before we'd even had a gig. So
right,
it was that happened. The funny thing I remember was that I feel like we did it in March or April, I think, and I remember on our way home, like they were just some radio station was playing U2's new record from start to finish. And I was
right.
like, "Am I making a mistake?"
Well, I remember too. We went to some party afterwards. That was just
We were
like
wedding on
some.
some party too. Yeah,
We went to
it was
some crazy.
always a good time when it was to do with Mark Weiss, though, right? I mean, we
Oh
hung
yeah,
out with Anthrax, Cinderella. I mean, all kinds of people. We always had. That
yeah.
was another beautiful thing being able to be there, and um, that just all translated. At some point, we already had like we. I think we felt like we were part of the scene before we'd actually had a gig, and then when we did the gig, it was just like wow, we can hack this. I think probably I mean, I think if it a little more time, then we've probably been able to write some really good songs and stuff.
Oh, for sure. I
You
think
know?
too, man. You and I were such strong personalities.
Yeah,
We that's a tough thing. We weren't strong personalities as far as friends. I mean, we always that was never an
yeah,
issue. But like we had visions of
yeah. Where we should be, yeah, musically,
you've
yeah,
always led your bands. I've always led my band. It's just the nature of it. But
yeah.
it's that we started out with this core. I mean, we were in teen. What was it, Teen Beat or Teen something? We were
Yeah, super team, super
super
team.
teen before we
Yeah,
even played a show. Like,
true. And
like
we had
we had.
Poison was right next to us, and
Yep, yep.
somebody else. I don't know, a few bands on there, but yeah,
And we got to do all this cool stuff. So I mean, it was a blast, and it was a great time too. I mean, you
great
had
time.
Cat Club, Lemoore's, Limelight. Uh,
Yeah,
I can't even think of all the places. The Ritz, all these huge places to go see bands, and you had this thriving music scene. And unfortunately, with the exception of LA, like Florida never really had that. We had places to play, like like the Button South was our Lemoore's, so to speak. And very few bands got to headline a weekend show. We did, and a few other bands did. Saigon Kick, obviously, Manson and those guys. But it was like a big, big thing where like everybody, original music was everywhere 5 days, 6 days, 7 days a week. Here,
yeah,
Florida
true.
wasn't
Yeah,
that live, so
certain days. Yeah,
you know.
yeah, and then you have like one. Then like the Cat Club on Wednesday night was rock night. Sunday night at Limelight was rock night. So it was amazing. Just like yeah, always something to see, someone to see, and and there'd be so many people to hang out with and meet. We became friends with a lot of bands, and just a great experience. It's so weird that it jumped off from Greenwich, Connecticut. It's like
Right?
so
Well,
random.
it
Mhm.
I think though too, man. There's a bit of whatever. I mean, the odds of you and I meeting in a classroom in Florida that neither one of us want to be in. Like neither one of us wanted to be in the state. Neither one of them definitely didn't want to be in that fucking high school.
No,
It was like,
no, true.
I went from being an athlete playing sports and being in a school where that was all thing. And when I met you, I was playing football at Forest Hill, and it was just like
Don't worry. I didn't even know that.
I hated
I
it.
couldn't even catch a baseball. I'm like useless when it comes.
But I mean, I went from playing on a team in upstate New York where I grew up and loving the coaches and loving the players to being on this field with this dude just screaming at me like it's. You saw me. I was 125 pounds. I'm not playing
Yeah.
football. There's no
No.
even now at 210. I'm not playing pro football. Like it was never in the cards. I was playing because I liked it. It was fun,
Yeah. Exactly.
But Jesus, I was just really fast and could run with a ball. Like, calm down, man.
So crazy. But I know why we started talking, and of course I'm sure this is something that happens to a lot of people. It would have been our notebooks. I'm sure I
Oh
had
yeah,
had a band written on it, and you did too. And one of us caught the other one's eye, like it probably said White Snake or something on it. And I remember we were huge when we were in Florida. God, did we love that Slide It In record. I was like, oh my God, what a great record that was. We like
That
wore
was
that shit out, you know?
that was the thing with me was you had the best record collection because you were. I mean, you were from Scotland. You know what I mean? Or your parents were from Scotland. You had that European thing. You were kind of the Lars, right? You were getting the imports. You were
Yeah.
turning me on to all these cool things that I didn't know about. And
Yeah. A
like
lot of bands, yeah.
we
Really
both
liked
loved Gary Moore. We both
Aaron
loved,
Moore.
and we'd sit down with that record, whether it was a new Rat record, a new Motley Crue, or whatever. We would just devour that damn
Yeah. It
thing.
was
And then
amazing.
I think the other cool thing is that we didn't really have to. You got Doggo coming in.
Dogs.
Yeah, I love my dog's in the other room hiding from us because he has to get a flea bath today and he knows it. So
Oh.
he's
Oh no.
oh, it's that time of year in Florida, man. It's,
Oh. But
they
the other
come
thing I was going to say, funny thing was, I mean, we kind of started this. We originally did this in Florida, right? Me and
yeah,
you,
absolutely.
Clint Conklin on drums, and then we had like a fill-in guy sort of playing bass, but we didn't really. He didn't play bass. He just stood on stage, and then we played Forest Hill High School. We played
That
with.
and that photo is going to be in the video, by the way.
Oh, is it? That's a great.
I have a photo of.
That's my status was, or both of our status, I'm sure, we're raised immensely when I went back into class later in that day. All of a sudden, there was girls all around me. I was like, "What is going on here?" I was like, it was crazy just from that one thing. I don't know if people could even hear us. It was just the fact that we were on there. And what did we do? We did a riot song, right? Isn't that right? Was it Born in America or something, or what was it? I don't
I
remember.
don't remember the name of the riot song. I know we did a Kiss song,
No,
"Heaven's on Fire."
Fastway, and then we did
Oh,
Fastway. We did
Fastway. Yes,
Say
yes.
What You Will, right? I
And
remember that.
the fact that we did a riot song in Florida
Mm,
speaks volume about where our heads was at. Like no one
yeah,
in Florida knew who the hell Riot was. I
no.
didn't know who it was. You turned me on the Riot, so
They probably thought that we had written it ourselves if they could even hear it. I don't even know if they do. The weird thing is that they had us play when people were coming into the auditorium, right? They made us
yeah.
start when people weren't in there, but it was kind of cool because people kind of rushed in, and then when they heard the music, and they kind of like, I think it brought excitement to it, which was pretty crazy. I think that was our very first taste of it. That's what made me call you and have you come up and see if you wanted to get in on this on Union Jack and the band, and it just worked out. It was great. And then from that point, we were just on fire, I guess. Just, I mean, we rehearsed a lot, though, I guess, right? I try to think. I feel like you came up in like February or something,
Yeah, I came up pretty quick.
and I think we had already started recording. And so you came in and you just started adding solos and then some rhythm tracks
Yep.
to the recording at Ernie's studio, ERX Studios. And
Through a Rockman sustainer, I might add.
is that what it was? Really?
No amps. Yeah, he had me go through a
Really?
Rockman sustainer. Yeah.
We were like Def Leppard, I guess.
You know what? Still sounds good for what it
It
was.
does sound
No,
good,
no one
yeah.
could tell you it's not an amp. It's kind of
Yeah,
weird.
no, you can't knock it. That guy was way ahead of his time. That was amp modeling way before there was even a thought of it.
Before it had a term.
Yes, incredible. But yeah, so we started that, right? We did the recording, and then it's somewhere, I guess I feel like it was Alan who got us that gig at Take Five. I don't know why. I think it's him. He was just
I
you
wouldn't
know
doubt it,
talking
man.
around.
He could talk his way into anything.
And we were lucky. The guy who owned it was clearly mafia or something, right? Do you remember?
Absolutely.
So we packed the place, and he was just like, "You want to play next Thursday?"
Yeah.
That was kind of it. He was just like looking to launder his money or whatever it was. So it was like amazing. And then I think it was like a few weeks later. Then we played with that band Pharaoh. You remember them? They had the
that
black
gig.
and the white hair. Yeah.
I saw. Okay, tell you how funny this is. Carl is the name of the singer from Pharaoh. His real name. I ran into him at a Guitar Center convention.
Oh,
Right.
wow.
So Guitar Center manager meeting. He ended up being Guitar Center manager somewhere else, and I'm getting pissed drunk with Jeremy Cole, who was like this big wig at GC, and this dude is staring at me, and now I'm getting a little amped up, like what, what's your problem, bro? You know,
What you
he's
want,
like,
man?
you don't remember me? I'm like, no, I don't fucking like, I'm drunk, I'm being an
Yeah.
asshole, and he's like, I was in a band called Pharaoh. You used to be in a band called Union Jack. You played with us, and I was like, and like it just because I don't know if you remember when I moved to Florida. the dude from Faro gave me a plastic boat. He gave me a little plastic like floating boat and said that my ship had come in because I got a new gig and was able to leave the state. And it was the coolest thing in the world to me. I still have that stupid thing somewhere, and he remembered that. It's just the strangest. Again, it's the whole reason why I'm doing the song, and the whole reason why I chose to talk to you and do this stuff is because you know I think it's going to sound kind of weird, but kids now are not as excited to try to get involved in original music, and they can make everything in this box that we're both sitting in front of, which is
Mhm.
great. But there's that camaraderie of we're still friends 35 years later or whatever.
Yeah, making
Um,
friends, just being in a room and just making music. It's just like incredible, you
I mean,
know?
that's the phrase, being in the room. That's it. I
Yeah,
mean, and you made me a better player. Hopefully, I made you a better player. The
yeah,
next
of
person
course.
that we got together with, they made us better. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
this thing.
that's what it takes. You play with people. You try to play with people that are better than you to in kind of push you into being better yourself. Or you are the teacher. You're teaching the person
Yep.
below you, but it just goes in cycles, and they may get better. You try to catch up, and it back and forth. It's just a thing, but it's like good camaraderie is or just a little bit of little what do you call it? A little like oh my god, what
Creative
am I trying to
tension.
say? What's that?
Little creative tension.
Yeah, creative tension's always good, and just like it's also you can be like racing each other to the finish line kind of thing, just to see who
Yep.
can do something quicker, that really helps them. Like it helped me like later on in songwriting stuff like that with other people. It's just like we need a part and somebody run to different rooms and come back and here's the part and that just I mean, we never got to that place. I mean, what were we together for like a year and a half maybe? It was very short amount of
We did
time.
like I think it was like two, and then I was in Remington for like
I
8.
don't even think it was that long. I don't even
No,
think no,
I don't
because
know, man.
Alan up and left his
Oh, that's right, because he went to L.A.
LA, and then we got John Fritz on drums, and I think that was kind of the beginning and the end of that point. I think it was like it just
Well,
had
yeah,
a different vibe. We got darker. Now we were all dressed in black. All our colors were gone.
yeah.
If I want that videos, you can see it. It just like I guess, or maybe we were trying to change. I guess we were, which was funny. We came up the same time as Alice in Chains. Alice in Chains were glam, just like us, and then they turned. So maybe if we had stayed together, we might have ended up going that kind of route, like a little. Because I know my next band was a little darker, but still not like an Alice in Chains or anything like that. But they saw the writing on the wall, I guess, or
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, this is you'll love this story. It fits right in. I was pushing kind of. If you listen to the second Havoc record, we were getting heavier. We were getting. They didn't really have a choice. I wrote all the music, and we were going. We were in drop D and doing some different things, and we showcased for what was then CBS, which is obviously now Sony. And I remember we packed that. We played the Button South. The guys from Junkyard were there, and like a bunch of celebrities, and it was a huge night for us. We headlined, and we just killed it. We had one of the best nights we ever had. And Chip, who was our manager, took me because I kind of ran everything with the record guy, and he said to us, and I quote, "You guys would be great 5 years ago. Your guitar playing, unfortunately, won't carry this on its own, even though you're great, and your singer's fat." And that was it.
Jesus.
For the record, my singer wasn't fat, but it was like
Yeah.
holy shit. And then I got the Alice in Chains talk, basically what we're having now. Like, hey, you're
Yeah.
gonna have to make this directional change. And I was just it was just such a punch in the face.
Yeah. No, it got to that point. Everybody's got I don't know, angry or depressed or whatever it was.
Yeah, yeah, I guess, man.
But the glam thing kind of ran its course. There were too many shitty bands came out. Too many shitty bands were signed and like who's I'm forgetting this the one band that I feel like maybe it was you told me this, somewhere in Florida. They Jet Boy or something. They showed up and the singer had like he had like a rack just for his vocals because he couldn't sing, and that wasn't working, then he would be in trouble because he was like because
Yeah,
before you had autotune, he was literally mimicking. he was just going along to what he had there and not actually singing because he couldn't sing at all. You know, it turned
I
into
don't.
just what people look like. You
I
know.
can't remember exactly who it was, but yeah. I mean, we did a show down here with somebody. We were sound checking, and they, they were going on before us, and they went up to sound check, and literally, they were playing keyboards to push in all their backing vocals, and I was like, I don't know. I just always fought that. Like whether we sang good or bad, we're gonna sing, and whether we are good, like good or bad live, you got exactly what we were live. Period.
Yeah.
End of conversation. And that's what it always should have been. I mean, when we used to go see everybody from Ingve in the clubs to seeing Bon Jovi, we saw him New Year's Eve with Cinderella in
Oh
Jersey of
yeah,
all
that's right. Yeah.
you
Forgot
know,
about that.
totally live show, mistakes and all, but they were amazing shows. It's kind of why I like the Foo Fighters. They're the only guys still doing it. Nothing pumped in. I've seen them 5 times. 3 times they're amazing. 2 times,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
didn't
Yeah.
matter. I'll
Yeah.
take that as opposed to a
Yeah.
bunch
All the
of
warts and
bombers.
everything. Yeah. Much rather have that. Yeah. I don't need perfection if it's got to be. I mean, I could sit home, right? Why do you gotta you putting on a record and you just miming to it? What's the point of that? You know, it's just
That
like yeah.
was, you know what, man? That was always the beautiful thing with us. That was the one thing we strive for. Like, we'd go back, yourself, me, Larry, whoever, and we'd be like, okay, we got to work on that part. That part didn't work. Or we got to,
Yeah.
or what was it? Money into Judas Priest into, what was that? Was it Money into Judas Priest and the Ozzy thing we used to do?
Did we? I don't remember. I just remember Money, and like every time my wife puts that on, she laughs at me. I'm like, that was not me. I did not pick that song.
Who picked it, though?
I don't know. I hated that song. I still hate it.
I don't remember, but we did it. Oh, it was, okay, it was Judas Priest into Crazy Train into Money. Like
Really?
just a few stabs of each.
Oh, a few states. Is that what it was? I don't remember
Yeah,
that at all. I just remember
I
the Money thing. I do remember we played in right around the same sort of time we played at in the Greenwich Y in the basement. They used to have a band
yes.
things, and we played there. And my sister is like 2 years older than me. Showed up with one of her friends, and they came up sort of on stage when we were doing that, and they were both drunk and like we got even more street cred at that point. They were like, these kids were just like, who are these girls that came on stage? And there was like, it was like
Oh,
these little kids who came to see us because it was all underage, I think, at this place, and it was just, oh my god.
I mean, we were barely of age though, too. So
Yeah,
it's kind
but
of
we
a
were
fair.
still a little bit older, yeah, and it was kind
It's
of
kind of a
funny. Yeah.
fair thing. Well,
Well,
one
like
thing. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think our first gig, I turned 18.
Yeah.
I think it was doing your guitar solo. I ran over to the bar and the bartender gave me a shot, and then I came back on stage.
Well, and on that DVD that no one outside of our circle is ever going to see, there's all that Mark Weiss, Dave Feld footage of them being
Yeah.
stupid, and stupid in a good way, folks. Don't
Yeah.
twist
Great
that
way,
up.
yeah.
Like, it was really a lot of fun stuff. And again, man, your family treated me great. You treated me great. Everybody was incredible. I was lucky enough to springboard that into what I do forever, and I can't say thank you enough for that. And
You're welcome. I mean, your mom was amazing to me when we were down in Florida. She was great when he used to stay at your house for days on end, and we'd order Domino's pizza in the middle of the night and sneak downstairs to get it before anyone showed it. Heard us.
okay, I got to share this story because this is great. So my old townhouse had a pool, and we had a key. It's my townhouse. Paul and I are swimming in the pool like 10 o'clock, 12, 11. Nothing. Pool's still technically open. And the cops show up because somebody called that girls were in the pool topless, and it was us. And
I don't remember that at all. Oh my god.
yeah, because the cop was like, "How the hell did you guys get in here?" And I was like, "With the key." He's like, "What do you mean with the key?" It's like, "I live here. I live right over there." It's like, "Well, they're saying you're making noise." Okay. Yeah, the pool's closed. I'm like, "No, it's not."
Thank God. Topless.
No. Oh God. So I mean, think about it. We've been in a car accident together. We've been arrested together.
Yes.
I mean, we've done pretty
so much. Yeah. Yeah, we did a lot in a few years. Unbelievable. All the stuff that went through. The only thing we didn't get to do was go on a tour. That would have been amazing if that could have happened,
No, but the cool thing is we both did to get to go on tours. So that was cool.
Yeah, we did, yeah. So that's good.
I still got a buddy of mine who his dying wish at this point in his 40s is to get on at least a tour. And I'm trying to explain to him, like, it's cool when you're younger. When you're 40, dude, it's rough.
Unless you're in a bus, maybe. I mean, that's the only way I could see doing it. I would never get in a van at this point in my life.
We did we did the School of Rock tour, the damn Yankees thing, in a charter bus, and that was brutal.
A charter, but yeah, no, that's horrible. No, I'm talking about you need the bus with the beds and all that kind of stuff. I did that was incredible.
We had like 30 between
Yeah.
staff and kids, and
oh god, no.
Yeah,
that sounds awful.
Well, and I went okay.
I mean, you're playing, so it's great, but but otherwise,
Well, I went for like it was 3 weeks or 2.5 weeks of that, then straight to Nashville for NAMM, and then straight from Nashville to do Ohio. I don't know, a bunch of southern states for Boss. So I wasn't home for like, I don't know, 75, 80 days.
Wow.
And straight days. None of these were like, there were no days off, because with the Boss thing, you fly into a state and then I rent a car and then I drive to all the venues or stores or both.
Oh yeah.
And then when you're at the other end of the state, then you fly to another state. You know what though, dude? It was a lot of fun. I'm never going to complain about that stuff, because I get to go noodle and talk about musical gear. Really? That sucks? Oh, boo-hoo.
Yeah, and what was that, like 4 hours? You're really doing stuff for a few hours out of the day, and the rest of the time you kind of like, that's amazing.
Oh, yeah. No, the rest of the day I'm in a nice hotel and usually just chilling with some nice food. that Boss, I got to give Boss credit. They do everything 100%. There's no...
great company.
Yeah,
I just got a Boss pedal in the mail yesterday, the phase shifter. I had it, the phase shifter 3. I'm very hard to find one. Yeah, so I had one, and I love it, but it keeps cutting out. It's like just randomly, like it'll just like stop for it. I was like, what is going on? It took me a while to figure out that that's what was going on, and I got out some store. Somebody like ripped me off, so I was looking for a new one. I thought, let me just buy a new one because I love the pedal so much. And it came all the way from Japan. I couldn't find one any closer. I was like,
oh man, well, you still have the other one? Because I can send it.
Yeah, I still got it. Yeah, I don't know what to do with it.
I'll hit you up offline, and I'll have them repair it. They'll get it fixed.
Really, someone can repair it, because I don't want to. I'm not selling. I don't want to sell to anybody. I don't want to borrow bad karma or anything like that. I was the one who got taken on it, but it's
no, they because I mean, I had a Boss pedal board forever and a day with you. I still have all those pedals and variations. I mean, they're no longer on a board, but and that's kind of what started my gig with Boss. I was doing a gig somewhere else, and I had one of my old pedals on this demo board I was using in Nashville, surprisingly enough, and walked past their booth, and they were coming out with a new version of an old pedal, and started up a conversation, and 2 years later I had a job.
Great pedals. I mean,
indestructible.
Yeah, like tanks. That's why I was so surprised when it started cutting out. I thought it was something. It had to be a different pedal. It must have been one of my boutique pedals. No, not at all.
Yeah, man, it's strange how that works. Like, there's everything that's all pedals.
Wow.
There's probably 400. I wouldn't say 400. There's less than 4, more than 300 pedals in this room.
Oh my god.
Well, it's my gig.
I got a new pedal, and it is my favorite pedal, and it does almost nothing. Origins Cali 76. Do you have one of those?
Yeah, I don't have the 76. I have the Revival Drive, but the 76 is amazing. God.
I just added it to my board, and just to kind of like even out my clean sound, whatever. Now it's on everything. I don't turn it off at all. It just sounds. It adds a little sugar, a little spice, or a little something, and I don't know what it is. It's like it just fills everything out just a tiny bit, but it doesn't really color it. It makes it sound like it's like playing a mono rig and then a stereo rig, but it's not stereo. You know what I mean? Like it's or hi-fi or something. You know,
they figured out how to cram an 1176 UA into a pedal.
Thing, yeah. I mean, it weighs a lot, so I could see how that's why. But
here it is. Pedal. Matter of fact, it's sitting right here. I got the And this thing is
that's a gain, a distortion, a gain, or what is it?
It's basically a Marshall.
Oh my god! I didn't even know they. See, I fell onto this by just watching a bunch of videos of people. They would just be like, "Oh, that's the Cali 7 pedal board, things. That's the Cali 76. That stays on all the time." And this pedal, I was like, and they all just kept jumping over it. I was like, "Well, what is the Cali 76?" And then I looked it up, and I thought, "Let me give it a try." Called my Sweetwater guy, and then here we got it, and I love
it. Everybody's got their Sweetwater guy. I have mine. He loves me.
Yeah, no, it get a great rapport with them. It's amazing.
So
Except for
what?
when I want to buy something and I'm not really sure if I want it, then I don't go to Sweetwater because I don't want to return it. Feel bad. So I'll buy it on Amazon and be like, "Oh, this sucks," and then send it right back. You don't have to talk to anybody about it. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
don't think I've returned anything to
mm,
Sweetwater. Now that I think of it, I doubt it.
just
I
small
don't know.
things.
I I don't know. I'm a glutton with gear. That's my one.
Mm,
It's my only vice. And there's a bunch of combo amps down there, and
those are
there's so much. But in the same thing, like I got that pedal because I'll do a session and somebody say, "Well, I want a Marshall tone," and I currently don't own a Marshall, so it's like, okay, it works. There's so much stuff that I do that people just, if they knew how I made the sausage, so to speak, they'd be surprised.
yeah.
Like the new single, like that's what you've heard. There's not a microphone on that. It was all done with the two notes torpedo.
It sounds great. I mean, it's like I guess I was saying to you before. It's like you've added the extra guitars in the back that were added on turned it into a completely different song for me. I remember you doing it, and the double bass and the whole thing. I hear it in my head right when it started. I was just like, or when you even said you were doing it, I knew exactly what you're talking about. Right? It was like
Right.
just been ingrained in my head. You probably played it like 80 times in my basement, right? Easily,
Yeah,
right?
easily. Yeah.
Where was I going? I had to wait and let you work on it. So when I hear what you did and what you'd added to it, I was just like, wow. I almost feel like I wish I could have added that guitar in the background while you were playing the solo. I think it would have, but I'm sure you didn't have that part
Oh
around then
no, no, that all came.
later. But you know what I mean? Like if that had, I think that I wouldn't even have just stayed off the side of the stage and played that thing. It would have filled it out that much more. I didn't even realize it until I heard it. I was just like, wow, blown away by what you did. Sounds great.
I appreciate it, man, and I was lucky to get Killian on it. I was spoiled with Larry because Larry would double that line with me,
Yeah.
and now when I went to double the line myself, it was too clicky because I can't play with I can't do that kind of speed with my fingers.
Yeah,
So
it's hard.
Killian is ridiculous. So he did it dead on, and it just added a whole. Plus, he's one of the. I think he's playing a 5 string on it, so he drops, and
Oh, nice.
it
Yeah.
just came. It just came together. I wish we could gig more. Florida's tough. If you know what, I shouldn't say that. If I put Kid Havoc back together, I could get gigs all day long. I just don't want to. I want to play this stuff, and it's kind of like you. You don't want to put Union Jack together. It wouldn't make sense. You know what I mean?
No.
It was great, but why?
Yeah,
I mean, that
exactly
boat
what.
Kid Havoc. Like we did it. We did the reunion in 2008 or whatever it is, and we did a bunch of great shows. We did some killer stuff, but I don't want to play the songs anymore.
I mean, I still got the spandex, but they don't fit.
You know what? No, I don't have the spandex anymore.
I got the black and white pants. Like they found them in my father's attic or something like that.
I have
Like
Mr.
an
Attitude.
armband.
Yeah, I have the Mr. Attitude jacket that Chris painted. I think his name was Chris.
Oh no, Dave, right?
Dave?
Dave Rockman. Is that your
No,
thinking
no,
of?
no, no.
No,
This was a jean
it's
jacket. No,
Chris.
the Dave Rockman stuff. Actually, he just passed, unfortunately.
He did?
Yeah,
I
like
didn't hear that.
2 weeks ago.
What?
Yeah,
God, I got to reach out to Joe Nardi. Where'd you hear this?
from Joe.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was weird because the last couple of years, him and I have been talking via social media a lot, and then I didn't hear anything, and I was getting ready to do this song, and I went to tag a bunch of people like, "Hey, you got video or whatever," and I couldn't tag them, which I was like, "Okay, whatever." And then Joe announced that he passed, and I was like, "Wow."
Oh my God! Yeah, see, I'm barely on social media. I got off, because of America.
You know what, man? If I didn't have to do it, right? But if I didn't have to do it, like legitimately, it wasn't part of
Yeah,
my job, I would.
I get it. Yeah, while you're on it, I just like I can't take all it is what it is. It's like I just want to see friends and stuff on there, so I just look at other things. But it's just it's the way the world is right now. It's just crazy. But I don't hear now when something happens to somebody, and it's sad. But I
Yeah,
haven't seen Joe Nardi in probably a couple months. I think because last time I saw him or talked to him.
yeah, yeah. It sucked, man. I thought I felt pretty bad about that because there was and it's because this whole thing I've been working on for a few months. So I've been digging through photo albums and like looking through stuff, and so I've got a great picture of him in your basement in a completely acid washed Canadian tuxedo, I might add. So the acid washed jeans, the acid washed jean jacket, playing my black and yellow Explorer with this huge grin on his face. And so,
That's probably my birthday party, right?
yeah, you know
That's what
what?
it's. Remember that crazy party we had? It was a combo of my birthday and my mom's birthday and graduation. I think it was from Greenwich High. It was
Yes.
crazy, crazy night.
You know what? Now I gotta.
Actually, my wife was at that party, which is crazy.
Oh, that is crazy. Actually, I'll have to find it. Oh wait, I found the DVD again. So
Yeah, there it is.
but yeah, there's a great picture of him playing my Explorer
Oh, nice.
there, so I'm going to make sure that gets in there because, of course, he outfitted all of us from
Yeah.
Union Jack to Remington to even when I moved to Florida, we were buying clothes from him.
Remember,
But
did we do a video for him? Were you part of that? Weren't you that? We were somewhere.
yeah,
We all dressed up. It was really strange. I never saw it. I don't know if he ever finished it or
I don't think
anything
it
like
ever
that.
got done.
Yeah, it was just
Yeah,
like a weird. It was like in a house, and it was kind of weird. And we're like,
it
we're
was.
outside, and it's like, right?
Yeah,
we did,
yeah.
and we were doing different chains, different outfits and stuff. I don't know. I remember Alan was like way big into it. He was like going crazy over it. That was his thing. But
Oh no, Alan was our fashionista, so to speak.
yeah,
He
yeah.
was.
But I never would have worn spandex if it wasn't for him, or done my hair or makeup, any of that kind of stuff. That never would have happened.
No, man. You know, I mean, I look like I look like a linebacker. There's nothing I can do about it. It's you know what I mean. I was skinny for a short stretch, basically 18 to 25, and then I filled into my adult body, and
Yeah, me
it's
too.
not,
Yeah,
there's not
yeah.
much variation on there. I know you got to go in a minute, but uh, I guess if you got any words of wisdoms for the youngsters.
Just you gotta. I mean, there's nothing you can do that's better than getting in a room with other musicians and just playing and hashing it out and having a great time. It's just the most amazing thing. I mean, it's fun to record and to send stuff back and forth to people, but you're missing the whole nuance of just stumbling across some new little part that somebody comes up with, and you're like, wait a second, what was that? And then it could be two notes, but it can just make a world of difference to a song, whether the song's already written and you're just adding some embellishments to it to make it amazing. It is the most amazing thing in the world, and it's like a high like I've never had. With, as they say, I guess it was the Allman Brothers who coined it. When you're hitting the note, you're just kind of in a zone, and you're just playing, and you don't even realize and sometimes you just kind of, it's happened to me a few times where you just don't even realize you're playing it, and you just kind of come back into the room, and you're like, whoa, what's going on here? And you're like, I'm in the middle of a song, and it's just like incredible. There's nothing like getting together with people. I mean, 100%, you have to do it that way. It's just amazing, whether it could suck at first, but something great will come out of it, no matter how good or bad you are as musicians. It just you'll feel the energy and the fun and just the connection you get with people.
Well, and I've been telling my students that for the past, I don't even know. I've been teaching pretty solid for 15 years now, or whatever it is, and it's like that's it. Playing with other
Yeah,
people. There is, and there's nothing like being in.
nothing like it.
And I love creating. I wrote, did everything in that song in this room pretty much by myself. Sent it to Daniel in Nashville, who did all the drums and added the sparkle and the magic. I sent it to Killian. But these are all people I also know in real life. So there's a certain amount of things and chemistry that goes with it. But at the same
Sure.
time, the ideal of sitting in the room with you and Alan, or you and Larry, or you and everybody, or even
Yeah.
John, or
Yeah.
whoever, it doesn't matter. And like you said, we would think about it. How many times were we sitting around watching MTV and we'd get all excited because we'd see a video on Headbangers Ball or whatever,
Yeah.
run in the room and try to recreate some sort of magic that we felt because of, I don't know, a Great White song. Who knows?
Yeah.
I don't know why I chose Great White.
Yeah, no, probably. I mean, yeah.
It was just such a cool thing. So, and the fact too, we had matching guitars. We both had V's. We both had Explorers. At different points.
It's true, yeah.
There's a
Yeah,
lot
we
of
did.
cool shit. All right, I guess I'm gonna cut it here.